Hello, everybody. What is going on? My name is Joseph. I'm going to be your low budget host of the day, and today I got a current story for you guys. So I'll be probably taking a little bit of a break from the history videos since they're not doing as well as I would hope that they're doing. I'll go back into doing them because I like doing them more than the news videos. But, anyways, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and enjoy this video. So, I wanted to report a little bit on yesterday's weather, but not the snowstorm part, because I know everybody else is going to be reporting on the snowstorm, tornado outbreak part. I'm going to report on the section that doesn't get reported that was also pretty intense, which is the part that affected my area. That was winds. So, high winds and stuff, and I'm going to hopefully tie it together with the biggest issue plaguing my area right now, which is drought. So, peak winds February 22nd, 2023, extreme wind stayed predominantly in New Mexico, but that is fine by me. This is a tweet, of course. We still had numerous areas gust over 60 miles an hour, with some seeing sustained winds over 40 yesterday. Will be much calmer today. This, of course, is from Corbin Voorhees of Storm Surge 7. So that gives you kind of an idea of what happened. So, if we read off some of these guys, Romero, Hayden, New Mexico, they saw wind gusts above 62 miles an hour. Capula, New Mexico, which is northeast New Mexico, not far from the Colorado border, 64 mile an hour wind gust. In my hometown or close to my hometown of Canyon, we saw sustained winds at 43 miles an hour with wind gusts well above 60. Yesterday was pretty intense. There was blowing dirt, and a lot of the winds came in at night, so it came in well after everybody's warnings had ended, which not that surprised that that happened, but also it's kind of like they didn't time the warnings all that well, unfortunately. But the winds were pretty intense yesterday, and this kind of goes into a bigger issue that's plaguing my area, which of course is drought. So far to date, since 2019, Amarillo is 16 inches behind on rain. This is true. We've had like one or two between 2019 and 2023. We've had 1 year where we actually had decent rain, and that was 2021. That's it. We have actually had very bad rain years lately. And it's not just our area that's getting affected. I mean, and it's also not just cattle industry and stuff. This is affecting a lot of different industries. Take hay for a great example, which does feed into every other food producing industry in the country. That's of course thanks in part to the lingering drought. Texas's top production crop, hay, has tumbled to one of its lowest supplies in the last half century. At the same time, it is throttling toward record high prices. Coming in at its lowest production in more than a decade, hay yields have averaged nearly 1.95 tons per acre since 2012, but fell to 1.56 tons per acre last year, said Texas A&M AgriLife Extension economist David Anderson. In total, Texas produced about 4.19 million acres last year, down from 5.6 million in 2021, or 6.5 million tons, the lowest production amount of hay since 2011. Similar trends have been reported across the nation, and the 71.9 million tons of hay on hand is the smallest amount our country has offered since the U.S. Department of Agriculture began tracking roughage in 1973. Roughage is a weird word, by the way, just throwing that out. Other plains states included Nebraska, Kansas, and Oklahoma. All saw drops of at least 30% from last year's production. And interestingly enough, all three of those states are actually in a worse drought than we are, surprisingly. So, Kansas right now is, at least southwest Kansas, from what I remember reading, is seeing one of the most intense droughts they have seen in years. And the crazy part is, if you look at the drought monitor, which just search droughtmonitor.gov and you'll know what I'm talking about here. Really, the worst droughts are happening north of where I live, but it's still affecting where I live, obviously. The darkest red possible that they have is covering the entire western half of Kansas right now. The Oklahoma Panhandle right now is just it's in extreme drought. My area is in moderate to extreme drought, or severe to extreme drought for the most part. The places where you stop encountering extreme droughts, at least in the region, is south of Lubbock, and even then, it's still pretty bad. And there is some relief on the way this coming week for part of our area. I'm not entirely sure if this is a good thing or a bad thing yet, but we're expecting another low to come in this weekend. The next low pressure system that's going to come in is likely going to stir up severe thunderstorms. They're expecting it to mostly affect the eastern half of the Texas Panhandle, but areas that are also being affected by bad drought in western Oklahoma. So that's the good news. If anybody can get rain right now, it's great. That to me, if it's closer to where I live, it's even better because it means storms will start pushing my direction at some point or another. Unfortunately, this also means that Sunday we're going to have high winds and more fire weather. Yeah, I'm really starting to doubt that La Nina is going to end this year. I think it's going to continue for another year. We will start seeing the end of La Nina probably by the end of this year because there have been reports that the Pacific Ocean is starting to warm up again, which is a good thing because that means we'll start getting rain again. California will start getting some more rain. I mean, they enjoyed a lot of rain this winter as it is, just by the weird way the jet stream worked this year. They just happened to get quite a bit of rain, which did drought bust them, and that's good. But California can't carry our entire country agriculturally. We also help too. So for all the people who boast about how well California does with the agricultural industry, they're not the only ones. The central part of the country also produces quite a bit of food. So yeah, there's that. Plus, we manage our state much better than they do, but that's a whole nother topic I can cover in the future. The thing I just mostly want to focus on is the fact that we are still in very severe drought. Um, I think the best thing people can do right now is just pray. Pray that we can finally get some rain. Pray for drought relief, and pray for drought relief that lasts for more than a year. Because we've been in a drought on and off since I was a little kid, and it does not seem to be slowing down. It only slows down for a year at a time, which is very unfortunate. And I wish that wasn't the case, but it just is. And hopefully we can stop seeing these type of wind events in the future because the 70-mile-an-hour winds on days when it's not cloudy, that's very unnecessary. I don't like it. But anyways, I hope this video was at least informative. I know I got a little unfocused. I'm still waking up, but that's life. But anyways, thank you for watching and thank you for the support. Bye.